Hi everybody and welcome to the June edition of the Secondary Principal Vlog. This will be the last edition for this academic year and I can't believe we're here already. This year seems to have flown by, but the saying goes time flies when you're having fun, and I can most definitely say this year has been an amazing year, full of fun, full of an amazing learning, and I'm really excited to see what the next academic year brings. But before we get to that point, let's have a look at what we got up to in June. So one of the things that is actually happening today as I record this vlog is the TEDx at the Academy. It is 4 till 6 p.m. on the 26th of June. This is an amazing event that was launched last year by our Director of Innovation, Mr. Rohan Roberts. It features WEC students and staff speaking on a wide range of topics related to the theme Humanity 2.0. I'm so excited to see this event and the way that it is actually evolving every year. Last year was an incredible success, which ended up with our staff and students on the actual TEDx YouTube page, and we're very hopeful that will happen again this year. So congratulations in advance, because I say I'm recording this just before the event, to all of the staff and students that are taking part today. I know they've worked super hard and their speeches are phenomenal, so well done there. Some of the other things that we've had happen this month in June, we hosted our first ever Careers and Higher Education afternoon tea. This was Miss Jewel and Mr. Moriarty, who they provided some excellent information about the careers programme here at WEC. Lots of people seem to think that careers don't start with students until they reach sixth form, which is absolutely untrue at our academy. We work with students all the way from year 7 all the way through into their upper key stage 3, then into key stage 4. So with the hope that when they get to key stage 5, they can make some really informed decisions about their next steps. This was an amazing event. It was really well attended, and the afternoon tea was made by our work experience years 12 students, obviously under the supervision of our food technology teachers as well. So it was really well attended. If you did miss it, we will be doing some more of these next year as the restrictions lift further. So please look out on our social media and on GEMS Connect for the invitations for that. So one of the things that's coming up as well, just before we finish this academic year, we are really keen to get everybody ready for their transition years. So two of the biggest transition years in secondary is year 6 into 7 and year 9 into 10 as they prepare themselves for key stage 3 and also for key stage 4. So this week we will be hosting on Zoom some getting ready for events, year 7 and for year 10. The year 7 is Wednesday the 29th of June at 1 p.m. and Thursday the 30th of June at 10 a.m. is getting ready for year 10. Now don't worry if you missed this, it is an online event, it's a webinar, they are recorded, and every single parent will be sent the Zoom recording of this webinar, which will involve Q&A. But obviously this isn't the only event, this is literally to kind of steady some nerves ready for that transition in September. Some of the things that we've been doing in June, year 9 had some drop everything and read time. This is part of our school's commitment to improving literacy. This is something that you are going to see a lot more of in the new academic year. Obviously, coming out of COVID, there's a lot of research now around the way that this has impacted students' reading ages and the way that students are constantly on screens and looking at something that is digital, how we are actually encouraging that love of reading and also encouraging that development in their literacy development. So this is just one of the small initiatives that we had this month, just to try some things out. We will be putting together more detail for you for the new academic year so you can see just how committed the whole academy is to literacy and specifically to our reading programs. We also had the fantastic student art evening. So you will see there on the screen the art exhibition that took place on June the 9th from 4 till 7 p.m. It was incredibly well attended. We have some super talented students who displayed their work. We will be able to give you more insight into that once it is all marked and ratified by the exam board. But at the moment, it's not allowed to have too much put on social media. But I can safely say that having been witness to this event, we really do have some phenomenal expertise in this school. Academics is so important, but so is everything else that goes alongside that. And seeing the way that our students conduct themselves, the way that they were able to articulate orally what they actually have achieved and how they link back to themes was really, really wonderful to witness. So I look forward to seeing some more of this next year. And also as well, some more exciting things that happened in June. Our VR headset arrived. Now, as you know, we do a lot of innovation and lifelong learning at the Academy. And one of the things that we wanted to do to further enhance this was bring in opportunities for us to be able to work with virtual reality where maybe we can't get places. So what you can see there on the screen are our teachers receiving some of the training there from Mr. Rohan Roberts, our Head of Innovation, about how VR might be able to be used in their subject areas. So we've got psychology teachers on there, there's business and economic teachers on there as well, the maths department, PE as well, looking at the ways that they could integrate students into virtual reality to be able to enhance and engage them in their learning. You will see a lot more of this coming out next year, but I just wanted to put that on everybody's radar so you know that we are really starting to invest in some of the latest technologies to enhance educational provision here at the Academy. So now we're going to move on to some sad farewells. We know the nature of living in Dubai is that people do leave us. They leave us for other opportunities, but also they leave us to return to their home country. And we just want to say a fond farewell and thank you to the following teachers. So leaving us from secondary at the end of this academic year is Miss Gemma Lewis in computing, Mr. AJ Bagger, who is one of our science teachers, Mr. Sam Hill, who is one of our English teachers, Mr. James Tunstall, the head of music, Mrs. Laura Ashby, who is the secondary secretary and works very closely with the SLT, Mr. Saqib Akram, who is our head of business, economics and enterprise, and Mr. Joe Bennett, who is DT teacher, but also the head of year 10 and 11. Whilst it is always sad to say farewell to teachers, we know that they're going on to do things that they really want to do with their lives, and we wish them every success in their future. We would love to hear from them and obviously see them back as well to come visit. So good luck to all of our wonderful teachers who are leaving us. And I will now move on to what looks like is going to be a very big year for introducing new faces to the Academy. As you can see there on the screen, it is quite a list. So obviously we have to replace the teachers that are leaving us, but as you will already know, the school is filling up rapidly. Secondary, we are pretty much full in our Key Stage 3 year groups for next year. And with that comes obviously growth positions for the school. It has been incredibly exciting interviewing and bringing in all of the new faces that you're going to see around the Academy. They come with plethora of expertise. Some people are coming in from the UK. Some people are already here in other schools in Dubai and they're moving across to be with us. You can rest assured it's been a rigorous rehearsal then. It's been a rigorous interview process and we are super excited for the expertise that we have on our secondary team next year. So as Cynthia will be joining our English department, she's coming from the UK. Elaine will be joining the English department as well. She is already in Dubai and has been for a few years. Lydia will be joining the geography department. She will be coming again from another school in Dubai. Emma will be joining the history department. She will be joining us from a school in Abu Dhabi. Zainab is joining the science department and she's joining us also from a school in Abu Dhabi. Dr. Matthew Sumner is joining our science department with a specialism in physics. He is joining us from Dulwich in China. Mrs. Harina Bassi is joining the maths department from the UK. Mascom is joining the maths department from a school in Abu Dhabi. Mendy is joining the computer science department and is joining us from the UK. Z is joining the DT department and he is joining us from a school in Abu Dhabi. Mr. Tim Shakespeare and Miss Heather Broderick, you should know their names and their faces because they have been working with the school as long-term supply teachers for Mr. Shakespeare for many years, and Miss Broderick was a maternity supply for us earlier this year for English. I'm absolutely delighted to say they will be joining our team as full-time teachers from September, both working in ELL and the inclusion department. Both of them have English specialisms, so we're very excited to be able to extend that provision there in that department. Mrs. Marie Oliver will be joining us as our Director of Music. She is joining us from another school in Dubai. She's very well known in the UAE, has a plethora of experience, highly talented lady, and we are super excited to be able to bring her across to WEC. Mr. Ian Pickering will be joining us as the Head of Business, Economics and Enterprise. He is joining us from another school in Dubai. Again, a plethora of expertise, highly skilled in his subject areas, and we're really excited to see him take the helm there for Head of Business, Economics and Enterprise. And finally, in secondary, Mrs. Lisa Waring will be joining us as our Secondary VP for Assessment and Data and Student Outcomes. She is already within the GEMS network. She has been here many years and is also going to be coming across to take on that senior leadership role to drive assessment, data and student outcomes across the secondary school. So like I say, quite a list there. We do still have a couple more vacancies to fill, which we will obviously update you with over the summer. But we are really, I keep saying excited, but I am so excited for next year as the school grows, and having such an amazing staff body is only going to enhance your children's experience. So finally then, from me, looking ahead, so some big changes coming, but some ones that are definitely needed and will definitely enhance the standards and the drive and commitment and motivation of the secondary school for next year. So one of the biggest changes you will already know is we are moving into house form groups in the secondary school next year. So Onyx, Ruby, Emerald and Pearl will be now in their form groups, will all be to do with their houses, which is a really big step forward, but it means that we can solidify that house system. House systems, if they are strong and they are robust, they help to drive standards, they help to have a sense of identity for our students, and they really do encourage that motivation, drive and aspiration to be part of a team for the greater good. And as you know, for our student pillars, with student agency being voice, choice and ownership of their education, that house group forms in secondary is going to be something that really drives that pillar forward next year. With this comes more opportunity for student leadership. We have further developed the student leadership in Key Stage 5. So obviously with our head boy, head girl, the student executive, etc. There's lots more opportunities now for clubs and for students to be part of societies. Again, this will be linked back to the house system. There'll be lots of opportunity vertically from year 7 all the way up to year 13 to have a voice in the secondary school and make sure that what you say matters. We're also developing the monitoring and tracking of progress with the appointment of Mrs. Lisa Waring. We're very excited to be able to look at this in more detail. We want to be able to make Go for Schools incredibly user-friendly for our parents. Lisa will be looking at putting some webinars and also some face-to-face evenings in place early in the academic year, so you can look at the way we are going to streamline, monitor and track the progress of your children. I sent a letter at the beginning of this term to say that we were looking in more detail at our marking, assessment and feedback policy across the secondary school. At the moment, we have kind of a one-size-fits-all policy that is generic for the entire academy. But in order to be first class and make sure that everything we do is outstanding, we need to make sure that our departments marking, assessment and feedback, the way that they mark, the way they assess and the way that they feed back to your children is really beneficial for your children. So there's been a lot of work that's been going on over the last 8 weeks on this. And we will be able to release to you shortly what that looks like in the individual departments in secondary. It will be underpinned by a generic policy for whole school, so you will be able to see at the minimum expectations as a secondary school, but every department will have a detailed marking, assessment and feedback policy, and that might look different in each department. The growth, obviously, of the secondary school is going to be phenomenal in September. We're ready, we're excited, and we're ready to obviously move the school forward to that next stage in its development. So with that, we need to make sure that our policies are in place, that we are making sure that we are speaking to parents, you are understanding what is happening, and we will continue to do that. As we obviously the restrictions lift, we want to see more and more of you in school so we can have those face-to-face interactions. Horizons Week is most definitely back on the cards for next year. It's already being planned. There is so much stuff that is being put forward by teachers at the moment to really enhance that amazing week that used to be so popular at the academy. So details on that will come out very early in the new academic year, but there will be lots of opportunity for students for international trips and also to stay in country and also stay in school if they want to do that as well. And finally, from me, one of the biggest things that we are making sure is back well and truly on the agenda next year is our academic focus events. We want you in school, we want to tell you about what GCSEs look like. We want to be able to tailor things for your specific year group, for your children. We want to explain more to you about what the British National Curriculum looks like, what that means for you, what that means for university, what that means for further education. We are going to put lots more events on for you next year to get parents in school and get you part of the conversation for your child's academic focus. So that's it from me. It has been a phenomenal year, full of ups and downs, as always, as we kind of navigate this coming out of the pandemic. I'm hoping that we can start saying the word pandemic less and less next year. Your children have been amazing. They have been so focused despite what's thrown at them. They are super resilient. My staff as well and I are incredibly grateful to have such amazing children in our building on a daily basis. We truly are a wonderful, wonderful school, and I cannot wait to see what happens next year, moving us forward again. So have a wonderful summer, a safe summer, a happy summer, and we look forward to seeing you all back in school on Monday, the 29th of August. Thank you.